Hello and welcome to GNSI's second policy dialogue, the Iran Enigma, Navigating Strategy and Security. My name is Dave Oakley, the Academic Director at the Global and National Security Institute. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Patel Center for Global Solutions. We are fortunate to call this venue our home and to host you here today. First, I want to acknowledge our fantastic academic partners who made this event possible, USF's College of Arts and Sciences, and USF's Center for Strategic and Diplomatic Studies. Founded in 2011 by Dr. Mohsen Milani, CSDS has been a platform where influential thinkers and dignitaries convene to share their visions and enlighten USF students and community about key global challenges the U.S. confronts. Over 13 years, the center has organized 25 conferences and workshops and has conducted over 30 conversations on global security, in which the director of the center engages in one-on-one conversations with prominent experts. Today's conference is the first GNSI CSDS collaboration. We look forward to future collaborative efforts. Now I would like to take a moment to recognize the Global and National Security Institute. GNSI will celebrate its second anniversary this summer. In its first 2 years, GNSI has partnered with academia, government, and the private sector to deliver events and publications focused on providing actionable solutions to 21st century security challenges at the local, state, national, and global level. And going forward, GNSI will continue to host the summits, conferences, and policy dialogues that have become important platforms for discussion and collaboration on critical security issues. We will also continue the in-person and virtual events we host, to include podcasts, our speaker series, and our author spotlights. Our recent acquisition of the Journal of Strategic Security adds a peer-reviewed academic journal to our publishing platform. JSS is a top 20 military journal as ranked by Google Scholar with a 15-year publishing history of research excellence. JSS headlines our publication list, which will also include decision briefs, reports, articles, and newsletters. Please check out the March issue of the JSS, the first published under GNSI. You can find more information about the journal on page 9 of the program. In addition to the various events and publications, GNSI will welcome its first cohort of military officers in 2025. Whether a fellow attending their professional military education program or a scholar practitioner earning their MA in International Affairs through a USF School of Interdisciplinary Global Studies GNSI partnership, these military officers will benefit from a civilian education broadening experience while also contributing to the USF community. These individuals will be part of a broader GNSI Fellows program that includes both in-residence and non-resident fellows contributing to GNSI's mission. As part of our mission, the Policy Dialogue series, which today's event is part of, dives into specific issues and regions to bring together the world's top strategic thinkers, leaders, and security experts, to provide a deeper appreciation of the complexities and dynamics of the global security environment. Now let's dive into today's event. We have brought together leaders and experts from different fields to explore the complexity of Iran's regional policies, dissect the evolution of social movements with a spotlight on the status of women, and delve into Iran's relations with the United States. We are honored to have 15 distinguished speakers joining us today for what will be informative and engaging discussions. Let me briefly direct you to our conference program so you can follow along with our agenda. On page 4, you will find a welcome message from Rhea Law, President of the University of South Florida. On page 5 is today's agenda. Our featured speakers are shown on pages 6 through 7. Our other speakers and panelists are shown on pages 10 through 13. You will notice the QR codes by each of our speakers. Scan those codes to see their full bios and profiles. On the back of our program, you'll find some of our upcoming events. Now let's get our conference started with welcome remarks from Dr. Mohsen Milani, who was instrumental in organizing this conference. Dr. Milani is the Executive Director of USF's Center for Strategic and Diplomatic Studies and Professor of Politics within the School of Interdisciplinary Global Studies, where he served as Department Chairman from 1998 to 2012. Dr. Milani also served as a Fellow at Harvard, Oxford, and Foscari University. Dr. Milani has authored more than 60 publications in top peer-reviewed academic journals and popular journals. His book, The Making of Iran's Islamic Revolution, has been used as a required reading in many universities in the US, Europe, Japan, Canada, and Iran. A respected expert on Iran, Dr. Milani's perspective is regularly sought by news outlets, governments, and the private sector. Please help me welcome Dr. Milani.
Thank you very much for your kind introduction, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of GNSI and CSDS, I too welcome all of you to this timely and important conference. Before I introduce our distinguished provost, I would like to thank all our panelists and speakers who have agreed to join us despite their heavy schedule. I also would like to thank the professional staff of GNSI for organizing this conference, particularly to Ms. Heather Ward, to Ms. Celine Peruz, Mr. Jim Cardoso, Mr. Glenn Beckman, Tad Snoffer, and of course, David Oakley. And please join me to give a nice USF round of applause for our staff and organizers. I also like to express my appreciation to GNSI, especially the general sitting here, General McKenzie, who made it possible for us to do our first collaborative work.